Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. On today's show, can Jon Gruden deliver and make the Raiders contenders? Plus, Shannon explains why he thinks Tom Brady is a fake. And what should the Lakers do about the LaVar Ball distraction? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Let's get started with Jon Gruden. Nearly 20 years to the day after he was hired by the Raiders the first time, Gruden is back in Oakland. It's reportedly a 10-year, $100 million deal, which is the longest for a head coach in NFL history. He coached the Raiders from 1998 to 2001, and then he was traded to Tampa, where he won a Super Bowl. Let's take a listen to Gruden and team owner Mark Davis yesterday.
Raider Nation, this is a big effing deal.
The reported terms of this deal are 10 years, $100 million. Is that close to accurate? And if it is, how do you make yourself worth $100 million?
I don't have a guarantee to be alive for 10 years, just so people know. I never wanted to leave the Raiders. I never thought I'd be back. But here I am, and I'm ready to get to work. I've been thinking of a lot of plays. And when I met Derek Carr this morning, I thought of a few more, just so you know. Timing is right. Really doesn't have anything to do with the contract. I just want to be a part of the Raiders again. I want to finish my coaching career as an Oakland Raider. And I can't wait to get started.
Well, Shannon, you've been a little skeptical of Gruden. So did yesterday's press conference. Change your opinion?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Shocking.
And Skip, of those three people at the podium, can anybody find a suit that can fit? I got Arturo, my stylist, and Shelley on the way out there. Skip, that's ridiculous.
It's all about the fashion.
Okay, what about Jon Gruden's hair? Is he related to Mark Davis? Is that what part of the deal? You got to get your hair cut like mine
Maybe.
to get this $100 million?
That's
Skip, I'm still skeptical. Last time Jon Gruden coached was 2008. And I think people still live in that one season, that magical season of 2002 when they won the Super Bowl. But after that, you love to mention that with stats. After that Super Bowl run, he's 6 games under 500 in Tampa.
Yep.
That's fact. When he last coached, they had so much time with the players. Off-season, Skip, training camp. That's over now.
It's over. I agree.
That's over.
Yep.
The padded practices, that's over now.
That's a problem for
and
Jon
so
Gruden. I agree.
He's a grinder. When he was there, he had all this control. Now, Skip, the guys are different. When he left, there were a handful of quarterbacks, the Mannings, the Bradys. Those were really the only guys that had a brand. He's coming back. Every offensive skill player think they are a brand. There are some defensive players that think they are a brand. And there's this thing called social media now, Skip. That's the game changer. Everybody has their own opinion about coaching, plays they should be running, plays that should be called. This is a big change for Coach Gruden in what he's accustomed to. Skip, you know, the thing is, and I get it, people go like, well, he still watched a lot of film. Skip, he's watching film so he can give the viewer an opportunity, call out this play. He's not watching film to diagram plays. He's going to have to reset himself to watch tape to diagram plays. It's like me, Skip, when I'm watching things now, I watch with no sound because when I watch game film, it had no sound. I'm looking at the defense. I'm looking at the sets. I'm not thinking about if I can run basic cross against this defense. I'm watching tape. I show Coach Mike a cool call basic cross against this cover one. This guy's playing outside leverage. I get to break across the field and be wide open. I'm thinking in those terms. Now I'm watching the game like, dude, why are you against this deep? What are you doing? And now, because I love Johnny Manziel. If I had a Houston Texas, I had the number 1 pick, I'd take Johnny Manziel and wouldn't look back. Guess what now, Skip? You got to live with those results. Those guys that you said you would take, we're about to see. Now, he has a fairly good quarterback. I think David Carr regressed a little bit, Skip.
Yeah.
He has a good one. Derek Carr, excuse me. I think he has a good one. Might be the best quarterback that he's coached. He got Rich Gannon later in his career. Rich went on and won the league MVP, but Coach Gruden had moved on by that time. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl with him, but I don't think Brad at that juncture of his career was as good as Derek Carr is now. So he does have some things to work with. Very good offensive line. What are they going to do with beast mode? The wide receiver, they got Amari Cooper, so they have a good one. But there's so much time, and we've seen these guys come back before.
Yep.
We saw Coach Gibbs come back, a 3-time Super Bowl winning head coach, Skip. He wasn't the same. I don't believe Coach Gruden would be the same. And just remember, Skip, he was fired in Tampa. Most coaches go into TV not by choice, because they have to. Now, Tony Dungy was a different animal. He retired. Bill Cowher retired. John Madden retired. But most of these guys that you see on TV talking about football, Skip, why do they do that? They would rather coach. Somebody says, nah, you're not getting the job done, so we're going in a different direction. I wish Coach Gruden all the best, but a lot of time has changed. I'm 50-50. I'm lukewarm on this. That's a lot of money, too.
How did Coach Vermeil do? He stopped by his own choice in '82, and he came back in '97. Then what happened?
'97, he was 4-12. The next year, 5-11.
Yeah,
and then
what happened?
he stumbled on the Kurt Warner.
Oh, okay.
Now, Kurt, can you tell people at home where Kurt Warner's at? What about Marshall Faulk? What about Orlando Pace? They got a gold jacket like me, and they don't work for Century 21.
So, Dick Vermeil is the mentor of one Jon Gruden, and Dick Vermeil has been beating on Jon Gruden to give it one more shot. Don't wait another year, he says. I waited too long. Get your you-know-what back down on the field. So, the bottom line to this discussion is you are going to either be really, really right or you're going to be really, really wrong, because with Gruden, trust me, I know him. There's no in between.
Right.
This is either going to be immediately great or it's going to be very quickly an all-time disaster where you will be able to sit back and say, you know what, out of touch, out of time, out. Like it just didn't work.
What will you determine success to be?
Well, you'll see it right away because this is still a pretty good football
so
team.
Super Bowl.
Not a Super Bowl, but you're going to see results.
Oh, $100 million?
You're going to see immediate results. They'll be better than they were this year because they weren't very good this year, and everybody thought they were going to be really good this year.
So for $100 million, I'm buying better than I was last year?
I don't think the money matters. In fact, Mark Davis said he's been chasing Jon Gruden for 6 years, that 6 straight years he made trips down to Tampa to try to talk him out of the ESPN.
And each year he went up by $1 million until he got to 10 per year, and Jon Gruden
You
said,
resent that? You jealous of it?
Skip,
I don't know.
I
think he'll be worth every last penny
unless he brings them a Lombardi, he's not worth
I
it.
think he will bring them a Lombardi.
Then I'm going to be wrong.
I think his design is on 2 years because it sounded to me like he was saying yesterday that he came back only because there are 2 more years in Oakland. He wasn't talking about Las Vegas. I'm not sure he even has any designs on Las Vegas because Jon Gruden, again, maybe I'm not objective. Maybe I should disqualify myself. I know him pretty well. And I like the heck out of him, and I still believe in him as a football coach because I've told you before, I covered his team in Oakland, and I covered Jimmy Johnson's teams early on in Dallas. He lasted 5 years. They're both short-timers because they got short fuses that can explode good ways, bad ways. And in this case, Jon Gruden, to me, created a force field in Oakland unlike any I had experienced except for that one in Dallas.
Right.
Those 2 guys they just spill charisma. There's something about both of them. When Jon Gruden would walk into a TV studio, he would just take it over. You know how he is.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
He's very personable.
And I've never seen a better coach fit than Jon Gruden in Oakland because he's got that Chucky persona. And they were all talking about it yesterday. We're talking about the horror movie doll Chucky, if you don't know him. But Jon looks like him, and he's got that little snarl just like Chucky does. And I think he is Chucky, like he's got Chucky in him. And I love what some of the ex-players were saying. Jerry Rice is saying, Chucky is coming. And he was actually warning.
Yeah, 49er. What are you talking about, Skip? He shouldn't be weighing in.
Well, he got to a Super Bowl with the Oakland Raiders.
Skip.
Right? He was there. He was
Skip,
on the scene.
What do you know Jerry Rice for? That's like saying you know Joe Montana for the Chiefs.
Well, Jerry's got half and half in him, I guess, because he was there. Jerry Rice is saying, you better be ready for it, Oakland Raiders, because he can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, and that's this guy.
Yes.
So to your point, these kids with social media and brands, they're going to get challenged the way they've never been challenged, and they're going to go north or south. As Charles Woodson said, great Oakland Raider, he said, either you're in or you're out. If you don't respond, you've got to go. Well, it's going to be that my way or the highway right away next year.
Because you know the problem is, Skip? They see him as a TV
They
analyst.
do.
And
Yeah.
the people don't realize
They don't know.
Exactly.
You want to talk about in your face?
Yes.
Because I've seen it up close in my face.
Yes.
I know how he can be because he's the charming Chucky figure on TV.
Yes.
It's all fun.
Right.
But he can be the horror movie
Right.
Chucky too.
Right.
So the point is that when you step back from this, you say, okay, like I'm mystified and sort of amused by your take, and it's everybody, not just yours, but you're espousing it, that he's been away for too long. I'm going to remind everybody that for the last, what was he on ESPN, 9 years?
Yeah.
9 years, all he did was get inside the heads of current players and coaches. I've never seen a coach have the ability to study the game, except for maybe a John Madden, but he could study the game because what did they do every Sunday before the Monday night game? Where were they? They were on the scene, sitting down with the coach and the stars of the team,
Right.
where he could pick their brains and get inside their heads.
Right.
And then what did he do before every draft the last 9 years? He had the ability, the capability of getting inside the heads of every potential high-pick quarterback in that draft, right?
Right.
So every kid who's come along who had a chance to be drafted high has spent quality time with Coach Gruden at his quarterback school.
But now you don't have unlimited, unfettered
All right,
access.
I got
you
it.
got limited access to those
But don't
guys.
tell me he's drifted away from the game. He's been studying the game up close, not just game film. He's been getting inside the heads of today's players and coaches.
But Skip, he's studying the game to be able to break it down. He's not studying the game to come up with game plans and how to win a game. He's not thinking about how the Raiders are going to win. When he was a TV analyst, he's not studying game tape to see what he can do against this defense. He's just breaking
He's thinking about it. It's in his blood. His father was a coach. And who's going to call the plays? He's going to call the plays.
For $10 million, he better clean up too. He shouldn't have an offense or defensive coordinator. As a matter of fact, he should call the defensive signals also.
I believe he will come back as a better coach than he left Oakland, because clearly he went and won a Super Bowl the next year in Tampa, and then they drifted. But why did they drift? What has been John's biggest problem, his biggest issue, his biggest fatal flaw is he's never had that quarterback.
Why couldn't he find one? Hold on. So you mean, hold on, before you go any further, Skip, so are you telling me that the whole while he was in Tampa, he was unable, he was not allowed to draft a quarterback? There were no quarterbacks that came out from 2002 until 2008 when he left.
Did he have a high draft pick?
They were losing.
They started to lose. They weren't losing at the first.
No, they won the Super Bowl.
And then they made the playoffs twice in 6 years.
One time it was 10-6. The rest of the time was terrible. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, he's going 8-8. You're not picking in the 20s going 8-8.
Okay. So the quarterbacks were, as you pointed out, a Rich Gannon who came to him later in his career. Rich Gannon was a former fourth-round pick out of Delaware.
Correct.
And he bounced around the league for 11 years before he got to Jon Gruden.
Kansas City, Minnesota,
He
I think he
did.
was in New England.
Yeah, Washington 1 year. And so he's aged 34, 35, and 36 with Jon Gruden. But then John left, and he did in the ultimate, I was there, I covered the team, the ultimate dink and dunk offense. He won the MVP in 2002, and his fate was to meet Jon Gruden in the Super Bowl, and they got wiped out.
Correct.
Because it was like Jon Gruden's defense was calling their plays before they ran their plays, right? So then he goes to Tampa, and he wins the Super Bowl with a Brad Johnson, who once upon a time was a 9th-round draft choice by the Vikings. So we're not talking about a big star.
He played in the World League, too.
Okay. All right. So then he has Brad Johnson the next year. Then he has a guy you knew a little bit about, Brian Griese, for a year. Then he had Chris Sims for a year, Bruce Gradkowski for a year, and then he got the very end of Jeff Garcia, who was really good in San Francisco. But by this point in Tampa, he was age 37 and 38. So, again, you're right. Derek Carr has regressed, and then you can look back at his QBRs, and they don't exactly scream star.
Right.
You know, maybe a little overrated, but at least he's 26 years of age.
Okay.
He is entering his prime, and for the first time in John's life, he has a fairly high pick quarterback. He was the 4th pick in the second round,
Right.
so he's top of the second
Right.
round. So he's
been an
pretty high
MVP.
pick.
He was an MVP
He
candidate
was.
2 years ago.
He was, okay? So you've got that guy to coach, and you can make a case, and I think you were going there. This is the best young quarterback he's ever had the ability to coach,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so you got that going for you. You do have a Khalil Mack. I don't know what beast mode's got left, but at the end of the year, he looked like he was still running pretty fiercely
Yes.
to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you do have an offensive line, and you got an Amari Cooper he could be pretty great.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
up and
He
down.
dropped too many passes. So the point is, cupboard not bare. Jon Gruden's going to come in and just create like a tidal wave of new energy, and it's going to force that team to go north or south, and it's going to happen fast. I know this force field. There's no in between. There's no easing into the job. He will hit the ground running on top of their heads is what he'll be running on.
Yes.
And so they're either going to say, we reject this, we rebel against this, or they're going to say, wow, here we go, and it's going to start to lift off, and it will lift off quickly. They will be very good next year. I'm not going to predict that they're going to win the Super Bowl next year. They will be a playoff team next year if it's going north.
Does he fulfill this length of this contract?
10 years? As he said, he doesn't know if he's going to make it 1 year. You know, who knows?
I roll him. He be in the casket. I roll him down to the sideline. He go, hey, I'm getting 10 years worth, 100 mil. Skip,
Man, I
look,
don't know.
you and I both know this. The Raiders are in a very tough situation. They got 2 years left on the lease. Supposedly they're going to be in Vegas in 2 years, but they might be in Oakland for another 5 years. We don't know. The Raiders
You could be right about that.
The Raiders had to make a splash.
Okay. The year I would circle would be not next year, but what could be that last year in
2020?
Oakland. Yep. Wait, no.
2019. So
Yeah, 2020.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, boy, time flies.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're up to 2020 now? We're talking about 2020?
2020.
That used to feel like somewhere in the distant
I know.
future,
like
right?
the space age.
Yeah, like some weird
Yeah.
number. 2020?
Jetsons.
Yeah.
We used to talk about
The
2020 on the
How do you
Jetsons.
know the
No,
Jetsons?
where's my flying car?
George,
How do you know that?
Elroy, Astro,
Are you older than
June. I mean,
The
Judy.
Jetsons.
Do you know the Jetsons? Wow. Astro? Do you know
Yeah,
Astro?
Astro
Okay.
the dog.
You're going
Elroy the
Astro.
little boy.
So, 2020, the Jetsons.
Okay.
Circle it, because that will be the liftoff year. If they're going to break through and win a Super Bowl, it will be in 2020. Because that's how it works for him. You saw what happened the first go around. He was a young head coach.
Yeah.
So they go 8-8, 8-8, and then boom, what happened? 12-4 happened. And who did they run smack dab into?
Raiders.
They-
Well, you know,
who did they run into?
The
They ran
Ravens.
into The Ravens.
Well, you know why he couldn't do anything the 8-8 those first 2 years. Guess who was in that division? The Broncos. Guess who was on the Broncos? Huh?
Oh, I forgot about that.
You know when O'Shea Sharp come to town, you taking the L's.
Guess who is
Pop-up shop.
Guess who his quarterback was? Donald Hollis. Do you remember Donald Hollis?
I don't remember him.
No. Well, he was. That was the first year. That was his quarterback.
Coach Drew's first year was what, 97?
You know, let's see. It would be well. What was this?
98?
2000? No, it'd be
98 was the first
98,
year.
yep.
Yeah, we beat the brakes off him then.
Yeah. Well, I
Beat the
hope
brakes
you
off him.
did.
Yeah,
well, you beat the brakes off him in the AFC Championship game in the black hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you had Ray Lewis on your
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
and he didn't have Ray Lewis on his side.
They had Rich Gannon.
By the way, Ray's going to be.
They
on a
had
little
Tim
later.
Brown. They had a good team. Had Andre Rison. Yeah, Charlie Gardner.
They scored all of 3 points
Yeah,
against
we
Ray
beat the
Lewis.
brakes off.
16-3. And big play Shea made one play because the safety went the wrong way.
Skip, what you want me to do?
Hmm?
I ain't a traffic cop. I wasn't supposed to direct him where he's supposed to meet me at the intersection, Joy. It happened.
Okay, so plunge. You say this is a bust, right?
I don't believe. Look, you said it has to result. I believe it has to result in a Super Bowl win in order for this to be a success, and I don't see that.
Okay, well, I do. I think they're going to win a Super Bowl with Jon Gruden.
Okay, so what's their record next year? They make the playoffs next year?
Yeah, heck yes. I say they go 10-6 next year. I thought they were going to go 10-6 this year.
Well, consider Broncos still a conundrum at quarterback. Kansas City, they're going to have Mahomes, who'll be a second-year guy, but he'll be a rookie. He's only started one game.
Yep.
Phillip Rivers, they're not going 10-6. They're not going 10-6. No 10-6.
So we got it. You say no 10-6. I say 10-6 for sure, and I say Super Bowl the next year.
Better do.
Huh?
They're not going to no Super Bowl in no 2019.
Yeah, 2020.
No, you said it'd be 2019.
2018. Okay,
So you mean 2020 season, 2021.
Yes.
So the third year they'll be in the Super Bowl.
No, I'll do second year. Will be the last, whatever the last year in Oakland is, when that's officially.
Well, ain't no telling. It might be 2024, and they still be in Oakland.
Well, you'll kind of know by when they say the stadium's going to be ready, right?
They ain't even broke ground.
Well,
no. 9-7.
Last year in Oakland.
Bad do they don't make playoffs.
Playoffs next year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
okay,
bad do.
thank you for that.
Yeah, I
appreciate
it.
that very much.
Yeah, I'm always. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and drink.
I'm about out.
Nah.
Could you just go ahead and give it to me now?
No, it ain't going to happen.
Oh, your dew refrigerator's running low?
Yeah.
You got to get more diet.
Not my hand refrigerator. It's stocked
No,
to capacity, Joy.
you are stocked.
Yes, I do.
And the reason you're stocked is because you never drink it, so it's
Asshole,
stocked up forever.
I need that thing on ice. Me and Coach Saban gonna have us a
My
good old drink.
birthday's next week, so you can just re-gift.
You want some of that heat? I got you.
one of those.
I got you. Me and Coach Saban gonna have us a shot of that.
Anyway, to your point about Gruden drafting quarterbacks, they had the 5th overall pick in 05 and the 4th in 07, and Aaron Rodgers went at 24 and 05.
No quarterback came out, though. Okay.
But he has said that's one of the biggest regrets of his lifetime.
But nobody liked Aaron Rodgers. He fell clear down to what
You still don't like him.
And he did sit behind a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have to sit behind no Hall of Fame, which Coach Gruden.
Well, maybe that's what.
So now, Skip. So he looked past Aaron Rodgers to take Johnny Manziel.
Do you know how many?
You know people look past Tom Brady?
I ain't talking about
Johnny
that.
Manziel wasn't in that draft, and do you know how many teams look past Aaron Rodgers?
I don't care about those
How
teams.
many? What did he fall?
What
to,
coach?
Like
What?
How many teams look past Big Play Shea?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
I had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Had
A
to make
lot
a
of
pay.
them.
Had to make a pay.
You had a lot of them multiple times.
Yeah, 7 times.
No mercy. Hey guys, Joy Taylor here. Before the show moves along, I want to talk to you about ZipRecruiter. Does your business have any New Year's resolutions? Here's an important one every business should consider. Make your hiring process more efficient and effective. This year, let ZipRecruiter help. No one has done a better job of transforming how you find the right talent than they have. ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just one click. Then ZipRecruiter actively looks for the most qualified candidates and invites them to apply. They even review every application to identify the top candidates so you never miss a great match. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other hiring sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on the right candidates finding you, it finds them. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes and industries to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. That's ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. One more time to try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. No mercy. The Cowboys went 9-7 and missed the playoffs this season. Dak Prescott threw 13 interceptions after throwing just 4 last year. Cowboys VP Stephen Jones said the offense will be more Dak-friendly next year, adding, quote, "We have to make sure everything that we're doing gives Dak every opportunity to utilize his skill set and get the most out of him." We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. Welcome, Greg. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Is it a good idea for the Cowboys to change the offense for Dak?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what this means is turn around and give the ball to Zeke. In 2016, their rookie year, he was a game manager. He wasn't asked to carry the load. He wasn't asked to throw the ball down the field 20 yards and be accurate and do those things. And it was easier because they played with the lead all of his rookie year. You don't have a lead. The pressure now mounts up. It's on you. We saw when Ezekiel Elliott was not present, he threw 4 picks. 5 picks, no touchdowns. All of his rookie year, he only threw 4 picks. This year, he throws 4 pick sixes. Huge. So
Skip, you see this?
Skip,
look over here.
I'm not going to.
The type of game.
It's my turn.
The type of game that he was asked to play as a rookie versus what he was asked to do as a second-year player was different because I'm asking you to now, the playbook has expanded. I want you to move the ball downfield. I want you to see a variation of coverages now. We don't really have play action pass because our offensive line is a little banged up. Our running game wasn't the same as your rookie year. So we need you to do a little bit more. All this means is, Dak Prescott, we need you to just manage the game. When we asked you to manage the game as a rookie, you were able to do that.
What is this, a comedy?
This hurt.
No, it's not. It's
Just
not.
get
It
it
hurts.
hurt.
When you look at
respect Greg.
when you look at his stats, completion percentage down, interceptions up, yards
Per attempt.
yards per attempt down. He was 4th in the league in
Tell me
yards
when
per
it's my
attempt,
turn.
about 8 yards per attempt. This year, he was 20th in the league. Skip, the reason why they're saying this, it's not that Dak is not a good player, but when we saw we needed to ask you to do more,
We came up with
you couldn't do it for us. So now we know who the head honcho is. We're not talking about leadership. We're talking about game playability on the field. Our offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott, and it has been proven when Ezekiel Elliott is on the field, Dak Prescott is a better player when you get him the ball first.
I want to talk, Skip. You go, Skip. You go first, Skip. You go.
So, Greg Jennings, 1 year ago, this coming Sunday, there was a little football game at Jerry World featuring my Dallas Cowboys against your ex-Green Bay Packers. And in that game, Dak Prescott and company fell behind 21-3. And then what happened to the game manager? Help me out. The game manager looked like Tom Brady to me because he started flinging it all over the lot, and all of a sudden he threw for 300 yards and brought them all the way back, mostly by himself, to 28 all and 31 all, and he lost on 2 cross-country hand-of-God field goals from Mason Crossbar.
Like 30-yard field goal.
Yeah, 30-yard. 56 and 51. Try that on for size.
It's amazing
And
what confidence
this year,
does.
even with Ezekiel Elliott in the lineup against those Packers and the Los Angeles Rams, Dak Prescott played huge. He put up huge QBR numbers, 300-yard passing numbers, and they lost because, I don't know, they didn't get enough out of Zeke, and they got nothing out of the defense. So let's put this all in perspective. This man across from me gave Dak Prescott an F grade, F for the season, a flat-out F. That's a flunking, failing
I think
grade.
Greg did too.
No, he did not.
I wouldn't give him an F.
F. And yet, in QBR, my favorite stat, really tells you what a quarterback, how he performs with both his legs and his arm and in crucial spots. His QBR fell from 3rd a year ago all the way to 4th, 3rd to 4th. And only 2 quarterbacks have finished in the top 4 the last 2 years. Only 2. Guess who they are? Tom Brady and Dak Prescott. So that F grade came because Zeke missed 6 games, and Sean Lee missed 5 games, during which the defense, especially in the second halves, turned into the worst defense in pro football. And meanwhile, the #1 receiver for the Dallas Cowboys turned into, even by your estimation, the biggest disaster in pro football. And repeatedly, Dak Prescott was forced to force the football to number 88, who's no longer there for him. And he led the NFL, did Des Bryant, in drops and tantrums. And you got to put up with that mess. And your only check down option that's left to you is number 82, a guy named Jason Witten that he says he could outrun now. Right now, in his dress shoes, he could go outrun him right now. That's what you're throwing to. You got nothing left. You have no receiver who can actually separate and get open, or God forbid, run by anybody, except for Bryce Butler, who missed the key game of the year, the one that could have gotten them into the playoffs, the Seattle game. There's no Bryce Butler, and by the way, Bryce Butler is going to join us right here on set tomorrow, and we'll ask him about that. So
Cole Beasley
he will take your place because we need you replaced on this set right now.
What about Cole Beasley rapping? Skip, I was about...
And thank you for bringing up Cole Beasley. He caught 75 balls a year ago. He dropped to 36. That's more than half of less production from Cole Beasley. I don't know what happened to him. He couldn't get open because he's facing double coverage. Yeah. They're just bracketing, saying, you can't have him anymore.
Yeah, because we know that going forward.
And I thought Ryan Switzer could give him a little bit of pop out of the slot. He gave him no pop out of the slot. So the offensive line, those golden tails of that offensive line, they got whipped is what happened, because they were supposed to have 3 of the top, 25 players?
Yeah, they got them, still got them.
Yeah, they couldn't protect me. Like, what are they doing? It was a disaster. And you know what happened once Ty Smith was gone at Atlanta, and it's Chaz Green.
So he should be ranked in the top 25 then.
Yeah, way to go. So look at all that. That adds up to Dak Prescott actually played pretty well. So Stephen Jones is saying on his radio show, we're going to build around him because he is a great player who's just going to get better. So, well, I'm in. I'm all in. They say they're all in.
So building around him means what, are they going to turn around and hand the ball off to Zeke 50 times?
No.
Or are they going to, put him in the Wildcat? I mean, what's going on?
I want to see more read option.
How about this here, Skip?
How about go get some receivers? They need 2 new receivers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Skip, I'm with you. If you let me make my point, I'm with you.
You gave him an F.
No, okay. He got enough last year. He has to take the class over. Maybe he can get an A this year. That's what we got to do, Skip. I mean, I just can't pass you because that's going to be on my grade. That's going to be on my resume. You hear about all these teachers, how they just pass the kids, and then the kids get out of school and can't read or write. That's not the kind of teacher I am, Skip. But anyway, as I was saying, here's the thing. You got a great offensive line. You got Zeke.
Do you?
Yes, I still believe they're a great offensive line. They had injuries in and out of the lineup. Okay, you got Zeke coming back. Hopefully he's going to keep his nose clean, keep his head on right. Zeke's going to be ready to play. I believe Zeke goes and gets 1,700 yards next year. Skip, that says when you set goals and the goals are hard for you to reach, you don't change the goals, you change the steps in which you're trying to achieve those goals. Don't change the offense, change the pieces in the offense.
Okay.
I told you last year, you should have got rid of Dez. Because
Okay.
here's the thing, Skip, this is what you do. You catch small fish fishing around the edge. The big fish are in the deep. And unless Dak can throw the ball down the field deep, you're not going to get no big plays, you're not going to get big points, and everybody's going to crowd the line of scrimmage, and you're going to have to do nothing but check the ball down. So, Skip, I agree with you to an extent. I don't think there's anything wrong with the offense. I think they need to get pieces to put in this offense to let Dak throw the ball down the field. Now, I still believe that the engine that churns this offense is that old 2-1 for the pole one, Zeke Elliott. Because when he gets going, now next year I'm going on record, Zeke's going to get 1,700 yards. I'm going on record.
How about 2,000?
I'm gonna say they're going to win the division. I'm going to say they're going to win the division because Kirk Cousins is going to be in the AFC West with the Broncos. That's what I
Wait, you're already picking the Cowboys to win the division next year?
No.
Oh.
Y'all probably tired. You know, Carson.
He's
Is he
coming
going
back.
his way?
I think he's going to be okay.
Y'all trading for him?
No.
Now, if y'all trade for him, y'all
No.
going to the Super Bowl.
No.
Oh, you told me you're going to stay in Philly? But, Skip, I would not change this offense. This is a very good offense. You just need some pieces. Skip, you got to get some people that can get the ball, that can get down the field in a hurry.
Without question, I agree with you 100%. I agree with what you're saying as far as they need to add pieces. They need to get rid of some of the guys that they have that weren't impactful the way they thought they would be. And when I'm talking about Dak Prescott, he's a good player. Let's not forget, this was his second year.
Right.
So he's still in the developmental process. So I'm not saying he can't grow. And being a game manager, everybody looks at it as a negative thing.
Tom Brady started off as a game
It's not a bad
manager.
thing.
He did.
Ben Roethlisberger started off as a game manager.
That is true.
Skip, you begin to talk about QBR and comparing him to Tom Brady, and then some of the pieces not having Sean Lee, missing Ezekiel Elliott, offensive
That's
line.
why Georgia lost on Monday.
When you look at Tom Brady, last year he didn't have Gronk for a great portion of the deal, and then for the rest of the playoffs, and
Missed the last 8 games.
Edelman, he didn't have him all this year. But he's not there yet, where he, as a quarterback, can elevate the level of play of everyone around him. So until he gets to that point, then that's when everything really dictates on how he performs, and let's let him throw the ball. Let's let him. But Ezekiel Elliott, when he's in the game, he influences the game.
sure
You
he
talk
does.
about the Green Bay Packer game when they came. Ezekiel Elliott is still on the field, so he carries influence defensively.
Okay.
But guess what happens? There's something that, I love this word. It's called expectations. When you're down 21-3, everybody's already expecting you to lose. So you throw caution to the wind. Okay. When all these games swung in the balance this year, when you had no Zeke and you could have, and everybody was expecting you to carry the load, Skip, he dropped the mail.
You had no Dez. You had no Cole.
Dez was there.
You had nobody.
They were there.
You told me you can't get it. He
What
couldn't
you-
separate.
Skip,
How many led the league in drops?
Skip, okay, well, until Jerry get away from this undying loyalty, you got to get players that can generate points, that can get down the field, and unfortunately, these guys cannot, Skip.
I know.
Why is that my fault? I'm trying to help Dak. I want to see Dak be successful. I want the Cowboys to be good. I got my Cowboys colors on today. Look at this.
With the type of running game that they have, there is no reason why Dez Bryant
None.
and these guys on the perimeter
None.
shouldn't be having great games. And they have one-on-one looks every single week.
Single high.
When 21's in the backfield, you got one-on-one.
You got 88 in single coverage every game, every
Yeah.
play.
And he has to be better.
It has to be.
And
That's Sean
unfortunately,
Lee's fault
I'm-
that
I'm
Dez
looking-
can't get open.
I'm looking at the first round of the draft and the mock drafts. After Calvin Ridley, there's really not another receiver. I was hoping they'd draft somebody in the first round.
Well,
After Monday night, I'm not even sure Calvin Ridley's that guy. Huh?
Oh,
The freshman took the game over.
All I know, hey, we loaded that freshman. I mean, Skip, if you play against Alabama in practice, you don't go start for anybody else. And so when they get their chance, they shine. I blame Sean Lee. Because if they had Sean Lee, he would have snuffed that play out. He would have let that. He would have let that either say, "Hey, get your hands on the guy," and safety get wide.
You know what? If they'd had Sean Lee, then Nick wouldn't be saying, we didn't think we could stop. What?
Yeah.
Georgia? I mean, Oklahoma shut down Georgia. What are you talking about?
5 titles in 9 years.
Greg,
Never
thank
been
you
done.
for joining us. Tom Brady and the the Patriots don't play the Titans until Saturday, but he's already had a very busy week. First, Brady refuted an ESPN report that there was a rift between him and Bill Belichick. And now the normally private Brady will have a documentary series about his personal life called Tom vs. Time, released later this month. Let's take a look at the trailer.
There's a warrior spirit about me. I'm always in competition with myself.
You know, I have to say, I don't think I've ever met anyone that loves to do something as much as he loves football.
You don't want to make sacrifices for your sport, but when you have a family, you do. When I see myself out there, I feel like, man, I still do this and I do it better than I've ever done it, so why should I stop?
Shannon, do you like this idea?
Really, Skip?
Yeah, really.
Now he wants to offer us a glimpse into the side of Tom Brady. Now, why is that, Skip? Can you tell the people at home why you think Tom Brady wants to?
No, you tell them because you're going to be wrong. So
you know why?
Yeah.
What's he selling, Skip? People will always open up if they're pitching something, Joy. Got a book, got a movie, in this case, a docuseries. Really, Tom Brady? Now you want to tell them you spent the better part of 18 years being private. It wasn't until you started trying to promote these health and wellness centers, the TB12 method. Now all of a sudden you want to open up. I want to show you what's in my refrigerator. See, I got avocados. I got cherry tart juice. Really? Ugh. First of all, Tom Brady, every great athlete is in competition with himself. He's competing against a younger version of himself as he ages.
Don't compare other athletes to this guy.
I'm
This
saying
is the greatest
all
ever.
great athletes compete with a younger version of themselves as they age because that's what they're compared to, Joy. The numbers that they put up in their youth. LeBron, people are looking at LeBron, they're like, hold on, how? Because they see the younger version of what he's doing. They say, well, hold on. This guy is doing the same thing at 33.
Wait, are you putting LeBron James in the same sentence with Tom Brady? Seriously?
Skip, stop.
No, you stop.
Stop it, Skip.
Well, one guy's won 5 Super Bowls, the other guy's lost 5 finals.
So I just want to make sure, just so I'm hearing you correct. So whomever has the most titles mean they're the greater of the athletes.
In this case, yes.
So just in this case?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good enough. Okay.
Next.
That's ridiculous, Skip. But anyway, I've always felt that people should be them true selves, who they are. What you see is what you get with Shannon Sharp. I was this way when I played. I'm just the way I am. You know, I'm toning it down a little bit. You know, I can't really turn all the way up.
Instagram, Twitter,
Yeah, if you follow
Facebook.
me on Instagram, you get.
I get crunk a
Like,
little
this
bit.
is like work, Shannon.
Yeah. You know, this. Okay, how about this, Skip? What you see right now is Shannon Sharp. Now, when your boy go home, that old Shay Sharp be on that thing, I got to get the cut up. I get to let my hair down. I put my stocking cap on, and I get to be me. That's me. I didn't spend the better part of what you saw on the football field talking trash. Guys will tell you, what you hear him say on TV, that's just how he talk to the locker room, minus a little of the edits. This is what you see, what you get. Now, all of a sudden, I got a book, Joy. You want to buy this? Let me tell you something about me, Joy. You know, I'm from Glenville, Georgia, grew up in a family of 3, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you all that stuff because I want you to buy this coffee mug from me. And it's a bunch of bull. Fake. You know it and I know it.
Fake?
Yeah.
You're saying Tom Brady is fake?
Fake.
That's the most outrageous thing that ever
Fake.
came out of your mouth
Fake,
on live
fake,
television.
fake,
and
fake.
it's the wrongest
Fine.
thing that ever came out of your mouth.
He wants to open up only after he started to pitch something. So what happened in year 10? Why did he open up, Skip? What happened in year 15? Why didn't he open up, Skip? Now as he starts to move past this, because I don't care what he says, he's not playing the 45. He wants to pop up these TB12.
You were so jealous. You were
Jealous
so
of what?
resentful that he's playing much later in life than you were able to sustain.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There are a lot of things you can say about Shannon Sharp.
Oh.
Jealousy is not one of them.
Okay.
Because last I checked, look, 3 rings. Let me ask you a question, Joy. If I'd have won 5 rings, will people have any different perception of me? No. They're going to say I'm still loud, I'm still brash, I'm still arrogant, and all those would be true. Condescending. Oh, yes, absolutely. So the perception is not going to change. Skip, all I'm saying is if you're going to be who you are, be who you are. Why do people get so...
Fake?
Let me ask you this. Why did people get so upset with Tiger Woods' scandal? Because he was portraying one thing and was something entirely different.
He portrayed that he was the model husband and father.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So are you saying Tom Brady is nothing like what he's portraying?
you.
Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is he wants to show you a glimpse because he wants to peddle something. The kid's in pajamas, he in a coat, and he in a jacket. Where they do that at? I mean, I like to dress up, but when I see
in the Brady house.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, he does. I guess he got a place in Sag Harbor. I don't know. He did join
So
Brooklyn.
I want to get this on record. You're saying Tom Brady is a phony.
Is
that what you're saying?
I said what I said.
I hope this gets back to Tom Brady today, because tonight he will go to bed thinking, oh, I'm going to show this.
Why you going to show me, Skip? I ain't bothering nobody.
So, we have a documentary here that's being done by the son of Deepak Chopra, who's a longtime New Age author.
It is guru of meditation and holistic.
And the son's name is Gotham Chopra, who grew up a Patriot fan in Massachusetts, and he is very interested in the spiritual side of sports. So he convinced Tom Brady that he would like to do a documentary, and it has the perfect little title. It's just so pithy. It just sums it up. Tom versus time. That's his whole life. His whole football life is Tom versus time, as in the one undefeated force in this universe, according to Shannon Sharp, Father Time.
Yeah,
am I right?
Undefeated.
Undefeated, except Tom Brady's stiff-arming Father Time because at age 40, he's about to win the Most Valuable Player award in the National Football League. Impossible, unheard of. How's he doing that? Well, he's become
default
fitness zealot. He believes in his trainer and his trainer's fitness philosophy called pliability. So he is willing to share all of the secrets, man. He's just laying it out. He did a book, and now he's doing a documentary. This is how I'm defeating Father Time so far. Now, you say, oh, it's not going to last much longer. He says he's going to play until 45. Who's going to be wrong? When it comes to Tom Brady, that's the one guy in sports I don't bet against.
I'm betting with Father Time. I'm putting all my chips on Father Time.
So the point is that this is vintage, just real, raw Tom Brady. He's showing you who he is. This is where he lives. He is a fitness zealot. It's become spiritual to him. And again, the one thing I don't love about any athlete later in his career is when he starts talking about, and there's a quote that I saw in the press release about, yeah, it's time for me to think about the whys of life. Well, you know, in your game, if you start sitting back thinking about the whys of life, it's not a good thing to let those thoughts go in your head, because you'll finally wake up one morning and say,
why am I playing?
doing? What am I doing? I've had some near concussions or maybe some concussions, and I've got this, I've got an Achilles problem, I've had a left shoulder problem all year. You're just going to get banged up because that's the nature of the beast.
Skip, I know why Tom Brady's played this long. He's been very fortunate. God has blessed him. Tom Brady's had one severe injury that put him out for the entire season, but he hasn't had the back injury that caused him to miss 2 games. He hadn't had the shoulder or the ankle that caused him to miss a game or here or there. Skip, pliability, I get all that, pliability. Well, hell, Misty Copeland should play in the NFL because she's very flexible.
Well, you wish you had pliability. You might still be playing.
I tell you what, I bet you everything I got in my bank account than what Tom Brady got, that I'm more flexible than Tom Brady. Put something on that.
I'll put that on it right now. That's absurd.
I bet you.
Shannon.
I bet you.
Don't let Skip gas you up right now.
Don't let Tom Brady be bankrupt well, not bankrupt because he got.
You're more flexible than
yes.
Have you seen him lately? He's bragging about how little his biceps are because they've gone from this to long biceps. He says, I don't even have a bicep anymore.
You can do a split right now?
Not knee pants. But I get close. I get close. I mean, it will be a split.
You know, you just reek of jealousy of Tom Brady.
Skip,
it just reeks.
Skip,
I can smell it across the table.
Skip. I'm very secure in my, because here's the thing with Shannon, I told you. I got what most people will never have, enough.
You just went third person on Shannon?
Yes. Yes.
That sums it up.
I'm good with where I am in my life and what I've been able to accomplish. That's why I don't begrudge anyone, because I know where I came from. So I look at everybody else's path and I'm like, okay, I can relate somewhat to that. Jealousy is never going to be my thing. I'm good. I'm happy for him. You played this game. If you play 2 years, you should feel privileged. You start getting to 5, 10, 15, and here's Tom going in his 18th season. What's there to be jealous of? You make it seem like I didn't accomplish nothing when I played.
You accomplished a little bit, but not like this. So here's the point. As much as I don't love the introspection involved in this
Why not?
documentary, I just told you why, because you can't start asking why. But I do love this fact that came out, because this is why you stopped. You told me it wasn't really your body breaking down. It was you just got tired of the process.
Yes, I did.
The meetings,
Yes.
the study,
That's it. That's what I got
on and
to-
on
yeah.
and on. You just did the new game plan. And yet Tom Brady says in this documentary that he gets so fascinated with watching game tape that he can sit at home for 4 or 5 straight hours without moving watching game tape because he's just on fire with it. And he calls Josh McDaniels late at night, I got something. I got an idea. Well, as long as that fire is raging within him, he's good. You know it and I know it, right?
Yeah.
Because most quarterbacks are going to burn out at 38. They're going to say, I'm sick of this.
I know a guy that was still burning at 39 and still was watching 6 hours a day. Peyton Manning, his body just failed him. He still loved it. And that's what's going to happen to Tom.
Maybe he needed pliability, Peyton Manning. Maybe, seriously.
First of all, Skip, let's be real. You look at quarterbacks, and with the exception of Cam Newton, none of them have muscles. This is not unique to Tom Brady. You look at the upper body of all quarterbacks. They got narrow shoulders. They have no muscles because what they need to throw the football is elasticity. So this is not unique to Tom Brady. Oh, pliability. Boy, Joy, I can't even believe you, Joy Taylor, that Skip Bayless got you up here gassed up believing that Tom Brady is...
I'm not flexible at all.
We know that. We know you the fence post. Skip.
What are you talking about? You're more flexible than Tom Brady.
I'm more flexible, meaning...
How are we going to prove that?
Meaning I can get in more uncomfortable positions at a greater degree.
Now it's a yoga thing.
How else do you measure flexibility, Joy?
It's a yoga thing.
Let me ask you a question. How else do you measure flexibility, Skip?
I do hot yoga too.
I ain't got to get no hot yoga.
No?
I can sit down there right now and put my face on the floor. That's what I can do right now.
Yeah,
I don't need no hot yoga.
Your only flexibility is in your schedule after the show. It's flexible.
Skip, stop hating on me. And I'm tired of you trying to tell me I ain't accomplished something. I accomplished a lot.
And by the way, who's the ultimate self-promoter in sports today? It's LeBron James. So he promotes. Does that mean he's a phony? No.
Whoa. But LeBron is always selling something.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Call it what it is.
He's always producing something or starring in something.
Yeah, that man, he a movie star.
Yeah.
LeBron been in the movie.
Okay.
You saw him in the movie with Amy Sherman. Did a great train wreck.
It's funny. I feel like you should do a video from hot
You know
yoga.
what? I'm gonna come out with me a book. It's called the SS Method. Don't take no trash. Take rock.
No mercy. Bill Belichick said he will, quote, absolutely coach the Patriots next season. This came after an ESPN report saying there is tension between Belichick, Brady, and Robert Kraft, which could lead to Belichick leaving New England. We're joined now by our friend and host
here
of
we
the
go.
Rapaport Stereo podcast on Barstool. Welcome back, Michael.
Glad to be here.
Michael, what's your take on this
Here
Patriots
we
rift?
go.
Listen, as much as I want to see the Patriots struggle, grovel, and be dysfunctional, I'm not going to do it to myself. I'm still recovering from what happened in the Super Bowl last year. The first half of that game, it's documented. I was screaming and yelling, ding dong, the witch is dead. And then by the end of the game, I was underneath my coffee table. This is just a bonding experience with the New England Patriots. This is like prayer. This is like meditation. It's white noise. It's another game. Whether or not Belichick coaches next year, whether Tom Brady, he's 40. I expect the Patriots, unfortunately, and I don't like saying this, but I just know, like, I got to watch my health, Skip, at a certain point. I expect them to win the Super Bowl again. I'm not going to get my hopes up again. They have voodoo. Everybody knows they have voodoo. And I think it's garbage. I think Bill Belichick planted this story to try to bring the group together. It's like kumbaya, like everybody's against us, kumbaya, let's go kick some butt.
Now, wait a second. How did they have voodoo? I don't know that.
How do they have voodoo? Last year they had voodoo. Against Seattle, they had voodoo. That's voodoo. When you're down 28-3 and you win the Super Bowl, That's voodoo.
So you think somebody's casting spells from their organization?
Either they are, or remember like that episode of the Brady Bunch when they went to Hawaii and they found that doll? Like, there's something with there's New England. Forget the New England Patriots, the Patriots way. The Patriot voodoo is what scares me. So as much as I want to see them all screwed up and yelling and pointing fingers and cheating and deflating, and this coach shouldn't be here, and I have no stake in the game. I want the New Orleans Saints to win the Super Bowl, but I'm not getting my hopes up with these Patriots. Gronk is healthy. Tom Brady's like a robot. He's literally like the Terminator. He's got no personality. He's got that chin, his hair. He's the only person in the world who hasn't lost any hair at 40. He's still playing. He has no sense of humor. He's like a Terminator.
I'm not sure about the hair loss. I think there's.
Yeah. Well, you know, robots are manufactured too.
They make them lifelike now.
Yeah.
No team handles adversity like they do.
Would you even consider this adversity?
Well, I'm saying, I mean,
it's like a fly.
Well, someone chose to offer us a glimpse inside to what transpired, say, over the last couple of months, which normally we don't get an opportunity to see because they keep everything so buttoned up. Because even when you go do an interview, they bring you in, they sit you in a room, no windows, no ventilation, they close the door. You stay here until the person that you're coming, the person or persons that you're interviewing comes in. So it's not like you like, hey, would you like breakfast? Would you like something? Can we get you anything? You know, hey, no, that's not how they do it there. So to get a glimpse inside when they never offered that before is unusual, and that's why it caused the stir that it caused. But I agree with you. They will use this to bond. They go like, see, everybody wants our success to come to an end. Everybody's dancing on our graves, and guess what? Probably in Minnesota again, they'll be kissing Lombardi again. But
hurts you, doesn't it?
It does hurt me.
Yeah.
And you know what else hurts me? I'm hearing these chirpings that Matt Patricia might be the Giants coach. Now he might be a good coach.
You like the Giants?
I love the Giants. Okay, and
that'd be a good coach.
I think, but let me tell you something right now, Matt Patricia, wherever you are. I don't know what camera is. Yo, you come to New York, you need to straighten up, my man. Get rid of the beard, lose the pencil. This is New York.
What if he put a pen back?
Nah, you got to you're not a hipster unless you want to live in hipster Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Okay, you got to straighten yourself up. Take a shower, shave, and lose the pencil. We don't play that in New York. But he'd be a great coach. Other than that,
he can't wear the hat backwards either.
He can wear the hat backwards, but you got to spruce yourself up.
Not as a head
What do you
coach.
want him to wear?
Not as a
Fedora
head
and a
coach.
three-piece?
You can't wear the hat backwards as a head coach. As a coordinator, yes. As a head coach, no.
You can't do that, right?
No.
Fix yourself up if you're going to coach the New York Giants.
So, interesting theory that you espouse about, well, maybe Belichick planted this story to reunite and light a new fire under his team, right?
Or get more money.
I believe he was but I believe he was the ultimate source of this story, second hand, third hand. I think it all's going to get back to the head coach. But in the end, it's hard to believe that he planted the story when the story screams that he sabotaged his own organization going forward because he gave away Jimmy Garoppolo for a mere second-round draft pick when he could have gotten a high one from Cleveland and maybe
Jacoby
more.
Brissett for a bust wide receiver.
Yeah, for a bust wide receiver. He just said, oh, you're going to order me to get rid of the kid that I love like a son, Jimmy G? Oh, watch what I do. Yeah. I'm going to handpick the place I give him away to and watch him become a big success there. Well, that's just sabotage, so you should love this.
What if Tom Brady saw the relationship between Coach Belichick and Jimmy G, and
Probably
he never
did.
had that relationship with Coach?
That's
Coach
probably
Belichick
true.
says, hold on, okay, you got your boy upstairs,
See, this
so I got my
this is real
got my
live
own guy. Jimmy,
riff.
my guy. Hey, he be walking around with Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy,
Yeah.
come to my office later. Tom Brady's like, he never told me to come up to his office.
Yeah.
And then
He's like the jealous son.
And then Jimmy G turns around like,
Listen, I'm not buying into it. When they came back from the Deflategate and the guy was suspended the first 4 games last year, they won. They were 28-3. I mean, what they did with the Super Bowl against Seattle. I mean, I'm not betting against the Patriots.
You know
It's
why?
like with Magic Johnson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and the Patriots. You don't bet against them.
To your point about Matt Patricia was made by Bill Belichick, who coaches and strategizes all the defense. You know, that's all from Belichick. And what has Matt Patricia ever done to earn a head coaching job? But the point is, Tom Brady made Bill Belichick.
I
He lets
agree.
him get away with everything. He can ship out various,
Players.
Chandler Joneses and just say, we'll go with this. You can't even name anybody on the defense this year because you have number 12 on offense.
Well, see, now that you said that, Skip Bayless, I'm leaning towards old Coach Saban as being the greatest coach ever. Because he doesn't do it with the same quarterbacks. All these coordinators leave, and the only thing there is old St. Nick.
Huh. But old St. Nick went to the Miami Dolphins, who play pro football, and he just failed.
And old Coach
miserably.
Bill Belichick coached at the Cleveland Browns.
He failed until he found Tom Brady. He failed.
And Phil Jackson found Michael Jordan. I mean,
And
like
Shaq and Kobe.
we could coulda, shoulda, woulda all day, but it's like this marriage that they have is not breaking up. Okay, it's going to continue going, and unfortunately,
You're shook, Michael.
I'm not shook. You said I was sick in the summer, and I realized, you know what? I didn't have a cold. I didn't have an infection during the Big Three. I was still reeling and dealing from the Super Bowl loss.
You hadn't gotten over that yet.
It took 3 or 4 months.
your body
I don't want
has
anything to
covered.
do with it. I'm not getting my hopes and expectations up this year. I'm not.
Stay away from that voodoo.
But if they do lose,
Okay.
yes.
No mercy. Here's the latest on America's favorite family, the Balls. LiAngelo and LaMelo made their pro debuts in Lithuania yesterday in the Big Baller Brand Challenge. Back here in the U.S., Lonzo had 5 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists as the Lakers won their second straight. And ESPN's Ramona Shelburne reported that the Lakers are concerned that all of LaVar's talk is having a negative impact on Lonzo. This came after LaVar ripped Luke Walton again this weekend. We're joined once again by Michael Rapaport.
This is
Fired
like
up.
shooting fish in barrel, right?
It's easy work.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
easy work.
If you were in charge of the Lakers, how would you handle this?
If I was in charge of the Lakers, I would handle it like this. When LaVar goes low, the Lakers should go lower. the next time they get asked about, Luke Walton gets asked about LaVar, I'll be like, who? Why are you asking me about this clown? Why are you talking about this bozo? I don't know him. He has no significance in my life. Well, LaVar said, who cares what he said? I can give a crap what he said. You have to be as rude and as obnoxious and as disrespectful about LaVar Ball as he is to you. You can't be classy. I support the coaches saying they don't want to talk to him. Is it TMZ? Skip, you're a famous guy. Joy, you're famous. We walk around Los Angeles. You come out of the gym. TMZ's out there. You treat them how you want to treat them. Like, I'm not talking, this is like gossip. Yeah. They turn the NBA into gossip. And Steve Kerr made one of the biggest mistakes, and I love Steve Kerr. He said that LaVar Ball is like a Kardashian. He wishes he was a Kardashian. Mm-hmm. They make money off of what they say. They make money. He's not making money. He's getting F's from the Better Business Bureau. Listen, fame is a serious drug. Mm. You went nuts on it. Yeah, and right now, LaVar Ball is strung out.
He is.
On fame.
Yeah,
he's on those gray skies. Yeah. The pusher man got him all messed up on the fame. He doesn't know what to do with himself. I think it's obnoxious and disrespectful. And I think Luke Walton, Magic, and them, they need to step it up and be like, I don't care what this guy thinks. Don't invite him to any of the functions. And one of the things that I think is really sad and even pathetic is that I saw Kyle Kuzma the other day get asked about this situation. Yeah. And essentially, he's having to take sides against his friend/teammate's father.
Yep, he is.
He's like, it's white noise. I don't care what he says. It's no deserve. We're talking about a guy's father. And everybody keeps playing into it. I would just be like, I don't care what this bozo has to say. Who is this dude? Where did he come from? What did LaVar Ball do before last March? What's his background? Why is anything he has to say of any relevance at all?
By the way, quick point of order. Are you saying you stiff TMZ outside restaurants in Los Angeles?
If I need to.
You do?
It depends on what kind of. Why should I give them the free? I'm not here for free. Skip, I'm getting paid to be here, man. Listen, I tell TMZ, I said, listen, you got any money? Because you're not getting any of this verbiage. These words are gold right here. You're not getting this for free. When you're walking out of the gym, Skip, and you're, in your sunglasses.
I stop.
He don't go to the gym.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I live in the gym.
He's turning, TMZ would be a compliment to what LaVar Ball. It's like turning into like a rag magazine. It's ridiculous.
My thing is that, look, I've said long ago that he was Kris Jenner. He was the Kardashian.
He wishes he was Kris Jenner.
But here's the thing. Kris Jenner was not there bashing Mama June and Honey Boo Boo.
Nope.
You can do your thing. If that's what you want to do, you want to promote you, go ahead and promote you. But how does what he's saying about Luke Walton and how the team should be publicly, how does that help Lonzo? That helped LaVar because we're talking about him. He's in Lithuania, and we get news about what he said in Lithuania back here in the States. He knows what it is. This is free press, free publicity to him. He's trying to start a brand because he doesn't have the backing, the financial backing of these other marketeers that's starting out or start up. You know, even startups get some investors, some investment from investors from somewhere. It's all him.
Do we know his business background? Do we know anything about LaVar Ball ever since he said, my son's better than Steph Curry? Nothing. No. Where did he come from?
Trainer.
Train people like for $35 an hour. You don't make money off of that. I trained a couple of kids, too. I did it for free. He trained kids in Chino Hills.
Although that house house looks pretty good.
You don't make a living. Hey, listen, you don't make a living training 16-year-old kids in Chino Hills $50 an hour. That's like a little sneaker money. And we all know his sneaker taste is questionable at best.
Well, I got a pair of them big ballers.
Where they at?
He bought in.
I bought in.
And you said you were at a podiatrist getting your feet fixed since you started wearing them.
No, I didn't say that.
Those are Barney Rubbles.
But they did say that there's some merchandisers that are suing him because they haven't been compensated for the product that they...
Yep. Okay, that's all problems. Those are all big losses of credibility.
Yes.
But Michael Rapaport, the reason the Lakers are forced to pay attention to what LaVar Ball says is because he is, whether you like it or not, the father of the number 2 overall pick selected by Magic Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can't help but deal with father who's very close with son, who looks up to father, and you can't help but think that what father says is coming from son.
Exactly.
Right?
And
okay?
so
that's a problem.
I agree. So when he's saying they don't want to play for Luke and the kids don't like, where's he getting it from?
He's getting it from Lonzo.
So is Lonzo a snitch? So then you're putting your son in a bad situation.
Okay.
So you're dry snitching on Lonzo. It's like, how does this help? And everybody's, he's such a great father. Like, the kid is freaked out. You could see it in his face. Like, he doesn't want to.
He's a little overwhelmed.
I agree. Like, everybody's like, oh, he's a great father. Says who? You know, it's like none of this is positive for his son, and none of it's positive for the Lakers. This ain't an AAU team in Chino Hills.
No, it isn't. But I'm starting to get the distinct feeling, just using the eye test and sort of reading the tea leaves, that LaVar is speaking what Lonzo is telling him about how Lonzo has given up on the head coach. He just doesn't like playing for him because the head coach early on sat him in not 1 or 2, but 6 fourth quarters, sat him down for the entire fourth quarter. And early on, it became clear that Luke's substitution pattern was, I think I'm going to go to Jordan Clarkson about 6 minutes into the first quarter. Okay,
he's a rookie.
He
hasn't earned anything.
He hasn't learned anything, but he just turned 20 years of age, and you did take him 2nd overall. I think he's still going to be really good. You have to give him some leeway. You have to let him make mistakes. You have to say, okay, what are we doing this year? We're going to figure out Lonzo. We're going to let him grow.
But I thought you was trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we're trying to win now. Let him make mistakes.
I think they're better with Lonzo on the court, and I can prove that.
But you said there were 3 games where they had an opportunity to close that Lonzo came up small.
And then what happened in the 6th that he missed?
And all this
disaster.
And all this, he's 20 years old. Kristaps Porzingis is 22. Donovan Mitchell, who should be Rookie of the Year, he just turned 21. You don't make these excuses for anybody else except for this guy.
Did you watch any Summer League? And I know he's going to say, it's just Summer League.
Did you watch Lithuania? Okay. It's just Lithuania. It's like the Summer League was a joke.
Did Donovan Mitchell play in the Summer League?
He showed out.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay. Did all those kids that got drafted who all look like they're all going to be really good, all of them, Dennis Smith Jr., did they all play in the Summer League?
Yes, they all look like NBA All-Stars.
Jason Tatum, did
it's
they all
joke.
play? Okay, who was the MVP of the Summer League? It's not a joke. It's not a joke. He's playing against all those other kids, and he was different. He played with energy and passion. He was engaged. He was freestyling out on the court. They were pushing the pace. And all of a sudden, he's playing for Luke Walton, and he looks like he doesn't want to play anymore.
And then guys like Patrick Beverly, the first day came and took his heart, ate it in front of him, and be like, yo, this ain't Summer League.
I got to blame the dad a little bit for that.
Listen.
But also in the Summer League, there was no LeBron James, no Steph Curry, no KD. Because now, guess what? You're in the NBA and you play with big guys, not guys that's driving beer trucks that were in the Summer League. Skip, look. If you took Ball off the back of his jersey and you didn't know nothing, take anybody that doesn't know anything about sports, and you just put him out there and watch him play, you tell me somebody's going to say that's a transcendent figure.
He's not transcendent. transcended father.
Wait, who's leading the Lakers in rebounding?
That's
it's
the
Lonzo
Lakers. They're
Ball.
the worst team in the
Who's
NBA.
leading them in assists? Obviously. Who's the number one defensive rated player on the Lakers?
Skip.
It's Lonzo Ball.
Skip.
Who had 5 more steals last night? Lonzo Ball.
It's the Lakers.
You're looking for the obvious. Can he score or not? It's all about.
He's supposed to be transcendent. But as far as this overall thing with these guards, and this is not a Lonzo Ball thing, these are all these guards with these padded rebound things. Listen, it's not like Lonzo Ball is some great rebounder. James Harden is a great rebounder. The way the NBA is now, where the big men are lurking around the three-point, it's not like Lonzo Ball's down there boxing out like he's Moses Malone or he's Dennis Rodman.
I don't know. He's 6'7", and he
gets the rebounds and they go, but there's so many guards. So, like, as far as his rebounding thing, that's across the board with these guards with these triple doubles. I think that's a little misconstrued. Misleading.
Yeah, misleading.
I got confused because I'm looking at his bright suit.
No, it blinds me.
Yeah,
Misconstrued. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't fact check around here, though.
We don't fact check here.
But if you look at his numbers compared to the other top 5 picks, they're almost the same.
But he's supposed to be unbeevable.
Yeah.
He's
is
a rookie.
unbelievable.
We're just looking at him differently
what? He
because
can't
of
shoot.
LaVar.
He don't play any defense.
He does.
The pass.
Look at his rating.
Being a good defender and getting steals are two different things. The great Allen Iverson led the league in steals. Doesn't mean he was some lockdown defender.
You
He
guys
wasn't
are just
Bruce
easily
Bowen.
amused. You got to see the points and the shots, right?
He ain't Allen Robertson.
Huh?
He ain't Allen Robertson. He's the on-ball defender.
So is Jason Tatum. So is Donovan Mitchell. So is Ben Simmons.
At him more. We are looking at him in a close.
Blame his father. I'm getting no sympathy. Yo, you're getting paid to be in the NBA. You're 20. You're a professional.
And neither do the Lakers because he came as advertised.
This ain't no sweatshop. You're getting paid good. You don't get no passes here. It's the NBA.
No.
Where's Patrick Beverly? Get him on the show. He should be courtside every game. I know he's injured. He should be there. More dudes should have come at him
Is
like
this an
Patrick Beverly.
intimidation factor?
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. Join us again same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.